Okay, Jeannie, and if what you could do is stand up, what we're going to do first is we're going to teach you how to use this bar. And there's a couple of things that I want you to keep in mind. And why don't you just hold on to the bar at this time like that. The first is that we're going to learn where you take the readings from. And so if you could just pull apart on the bar for a couple of inches. See this spot right here where the cream bar turns to black?
Yes.
That's where we take the reading from. So right now it's at 115, okay? And so that's where we'll be taking our scores from. Now, go ahead and release right now. There's a couple of things that I want you to be sure that you don't do. Okay, so there are two don't do's. And the first is that you never close your eyes while you're pulling on the bar. And the second is you never take your eyes off of the bar. You never look away from the bar, okay? Because what happens is if you do that, you lose some very important biofeedback. And I'm going to be making sure that I keep you focused and in a neutral position. So looking at the numbers is not going to cause a problem. But if you look away from the bar, that will cause problems. So can you promise me that you'll not do those two things?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do the testing standing for right now. But sitting is acceptable. If you find that you have trouble standing for a long period of time, let me know. But it is preferable to do it standing. And so what I'd like for you to do is hold the bar out in front of you like you were holding onto the handlebars of a bicycle. And what I want you to do is to start by drawing the bar towards your abdomen until it actually touches your belly button. Okay, now from this position I want you to push it straight out in front of you until your arms straighten out. Now focus on your elbows and straighten those elbows out just a little bit more until you can feel that strain on the inner elbows. Do you feel it in that area right there?
Yes.
Okay, great. Now let's lock them into place. Okay, now every time you pull on the bar you have to keep these elbows locked for the entire duration of the pull. Okay, and so what I want you to do at this time is take a look at your wrists. Your wrists are fine the way they are, and you just want to keep them in this natural position. And now that these elbows are locked, what I want you to do is just to do a comfortable pull. This does not have to be a hard pull. Do a comfortable pull, pulling apart on the bar. Okay, go ahead. Okay, and release. Now momentarily come back to the resting position in between each pull to refresh and relax your muscles. And let's go ahead and bring it straight out. Lock those elbows once you have them really straightened out. And again, do a comfortable pull and release. And come back to the resting position. And then one more time, straight out and pull and release. And back to the resting position. Okay? Now it's okay if you find that one arm wants to pull a little bit further than the other. The main thing is that when you are pulling that you do use both arms, okay?
Okay.
All right. Next what we're going to do is we're going to have you tune into a pull that feels comfortable for you, okay? So what I'd like for you to do at this point is to pull to about 60 or 70% of your strength. It's only an estimate, so let's have you get into position, lock those elbows, make sure they stay locked, and do a smooth pull, and stop when you think you're at about 60 to 70%. Okay, very good, and release. So right now we have it at about 160. Okay, so what this could be is anywhere from a light to a moderate amount of strain. And so we're going to have you tune into this a little bit more as far as what feels comfortable for you, because you want to be able to repeat this pull anywhere from 30 to 50 times without having any strain. Okay, and so as we do the testing with foods and food supplements, you're going to find that there's going to be a lot of times you're pulling on the bar. This is not about being strong. It is not about how strong you are. I don't care how strong you are. It has no relevance whatsoever. What's important is that you have anywhere from a light to a moderate amount of strain. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So what I want you to do is a couple more times, let's have you tune in to a strain that is comfortable for you. Okay? And release. Okay, and one more time, a comfortable strain. Keep these locked. Come back to the resting position. And what this does, when you come back to the resting position, is it refreshes and relaxes the muscles so that every time you get a nice consistent pull, lock those elbows, keep them there, smooth, and back. Okay, very good. And do it one more time. And pull and release. Okay? Does that feel like a comfortable strain for you?
Yes.
Okay, now, when we're going through the testing, if at any point it feels like it's starting to become, you know, a little of a strain on you, just let me know, and what we'll do is we'll adjust your baseline down so you can continue to test, and we can continue to get accurate scores, okay?
Great.
All right, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to set the speed of the pull. So let's have you come back out again and lock the elbows. And what I want you to do is to pull at this speed and then release. Smooth pull, abrupt stop, immediate release. Okay, once again at this speed, smooth pull, abrupt stop, and immediate release. Okay, so let's practice that a few more times, coming back to the belly button in between each pull to refresh those muscles. Smooth pull, abrupt stop, immediate release. Okay, and one more time. Smooth pull, abrupt stop, immediate release. Okay? And that's what we call the proper action to the bar. Now the next thing that we're going to be focusing on is setting your baseline. And so what we're going to do, as before, we're going to set the red ring to a comfortable level of strain for you, you know, where you could do it again and again. So let's go ahead and get into position one more time, straighten the arms, lock those elbows, and I want you to pull until you feel a comfortable amount of strain and then come to an abrupt stop and immediately release. Okay, very good. And so where it was at this time is it went to 165, so we're going to slide this red ring to the mark of 165, and let's come back and then come back out again, lock those elbows, and I want you to come to the red ring at 165, come to an abrupt stop, and then immediately release. And immediate release. Excellent. Come back to the belly button. Let's do that again. And we're going to practice this a few more times. Smooth pull, abrupt stop, immediate release. And one more time. Smooth pull, abrupt stop, immediate release. Okay?
Okay.
And that's all you need to do when you're doing the testing. Okay? Smooth pull, abrupt stop, and immediate release. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to have you tune into what we call your unique feel. And this is a feel that is just right for you. So now what I want you to do is I want you to pull to the red ring again, but this time I want you, rather than coming to an abrupt stop and immediate releasing, I want you to come to an abrupt stop and then let it hang there for a second or two. And what I want you to notice is where it is that you predominantly feel the strain, because for different people they feel it in different areas. Sometimes people will feel it more in their forearms. Other times they'll feel it more in their upper arms or their shoulders or the back of their neck. And so what I want you to do is to notice where it is that you feel it predominantly. You might feel it in a couple of areas, and that's okay, but I want you to try and decide which area you feel it in predominantly. Okay, so let's come back out, okay, and then again let it hang there for 2 seconds. Notice where you feel it and release. Okay, and where did you notice that you felt it?
Right on the tops of my...
On the tops of your forearms.
Yes.
Okay, and let's do that one more time. Come back out, lock those elbows, let it hang there for a couple of seconds, and notice if you still feel it in the tops of the forearms.
I guess it's more in the joint.
It's more in the joint. Okay, so for you it's right in the elbow. Okay. All right. Now what we're going to do is the same thing as before. We're going to let it hang there for a second or two, just like we did before. And I want you to tell me what it is that you feel. I want you to describe that sensation to me, and let me know whether it's a strain or a burning or a tightness, etc. Okay. And it's different again for everybody. So let's get into position. Keep a nice lock there. Go to the red ring. Let it hang there. Okay, and release, and describe what you felt it as. Did you feel it as?
Attention.
Attention? Okay, let's do that one more time and see if that still holds true for you. And release? Would you call it a tension in your elbows?
Yes.
Okay, so tension is a good word for you.
Yes.
Okay? You sound like you're still thinking about it, so let's do it one more time. Perhaps it's something different.